Hi, my name's Mel Wheeler and I'm going to teach you how to hula hoop. So I actually learned how to hula hoop in my lounge room in front of YouTube, so it's a really good activity to learn to do at home. And actually the best thing about it is no one can see you unless you've got kids or a husband, but they'll love you anyway. And it's a good thing to actually do with your kids as well. That will be lots of fun. And I learnt when my kids were little and they actually hooped with me until it got too embarrassing. Now, the first thing you need to know about hula hooping, if you're a grown-up, this is like a kid-size hoop. It's only little, and if you want to hula hoop with it, it's not really going to work. Like, I'm a professional hula hooper, but I would not hula hoop with this on my body for very long because it's just, look, it's too little. I have to work so hard to get it going, and just chuck it away, unless you're a kid, and then you can use it. If you are an adult, the ideal size for a hula hoop is 95 centimetres to 100 centimetres. You want to kind of aim to get a hoop that's about belly button size. I'm using a 95 centimetre dance hoop and I've got quite a few of these for sale, so if you want to hit up the studio or myself. This one is 100 centimetres, so if you're a little bit taller or bigger, this one could help you as well. And if you think it's super going to be a huge struggle and you like something a bit cruisier, this one's 108 centimetres dance hoop. And this is a lot slower and heavier, which makes the hoop have more time to rotate around your body and spin easier. Okay, so let's get started. How to hula hoop on your tummy. So, first of all, now you've got a nice big hoop, you want to put the hoop on your back. So you want it touching about there, nice and tight. You're going to put one foot forward. I am left-handed, I put my left foot forward, but you'll kind of feel which foot feels normal for you and which direction to spin feels normal for you. So I'm holding my hoop nice and flat, open palms, and I'm going to push into my tummy. So nice big strong push into my tummy, and the hula hoop's already rotating, but if I don't move, it goes straight down to the floor. So next time it hits my tummy, I'm going to push really hard, directly belly button into the hula hoop. So it's just one foot forward and a push, 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 push. So from the front, that's a push, push, push. If you try and start doing like weird, I don't even know what that is, but if you do those, it's probably not going to work because you don't have the control. So you need to have a nice, big, firm push. You need to be aware of your posture. You want to be standing up nice and tall. Don't look down. That's one of the big no-nos about hula hooping. Don't ever look down. So nice forward push, arms out to the side. And if you're feeling super strong, you can put your arms up into the air and you'll feel you'll have to start then circling your tummy. So I've got one foot forward. If I want to so this is forwards hooping. If I want to do middle hooping, I can put my feet together and I'll feel, or hip width apart, and this is a bit of a different rotation, going around more of a circular rotation. And if you put your hands to the sky, you'll feel you'll have to circle really, really hard with your tummy to keep it going. Now, one of the common things that happens when people are learning to hula hoop is they will go 1, 2, 3, and then they'll lose momentum and the hoop will drop down. Hula hooping is high energy cardio. It takes quite a while for your body to get the stamina to be able to keep the hoop going, and you'll have to push quite hard to begin with. I've been hula hooping for a long time. It looks like I'm barely moving, but when you first start, you'll really have to push quite hard with a lot of energy into it. What else can I say? If the hula hoop starts to drop, this is not very pretty, but the hoop's starting to drop and I want to get my tummy underneath, so I'm going to squat and wiggle back up. So you can practice. I've stopped pushing for a little bit, the hoop starts to drop, wiggle, 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 bring it back up. drop, 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 wiggle, 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 bring it back up. Lucky you're at home to do this, but if you do it somewhere public, that can be fun too. Okay, so I've said to you, don't look down. What happens if you look down or your posture is not very good? The hoop, if you're going crazy, a lot of times people just try and move everything to keep it going, and the hoop just doesn't know where to go. So it needs to be a nice flat push looking forwards. And now that you're starting to get the hang of that, what we're going to do is we're going to put the other foot forward. So I've been hooping with my left foot forward, probably be the opposite for everyone else who's right-handed. And you're going to put your other foot forward. And you'll have to move your body a little bit differently to keep the hoop going. So once you're starting to get the hang of that, you can try left foot forward, right foot forward, left forward, right forward, and now back, back. Now that you're getting the hang of walking around, the next thing you want to do is to start to turn in the same direction as your hula hoop. Now I'm going to break it down in my opposite current, so hooping to the left, because to just be easy for the right-handed people. So I'm going to be going to the left with my hoop. I'm going to keep my left foot on the floor, and my right foot is going to pivot in the same direction. So when I've done one turn, the hula hoop will probably be a little bit unsteady, so I need to steady myself up, and then keeping my left foot on the floor, taking another step in the same direction as the hula hoop with my right foot. So taking a step, taking a step, taking a step. Eventually, it won't be such an unsteady step, and you'll be able to take a step, and another step, and another step, and another step, until eventually you can move around quite comfortably. Now, once you've started to get the hang of going in the same direction, then you want to be able to try going in the opposite direction. So the hoop's still going to be going the same way that you normally spin, but you're actually going to turn your body against the grain of the hoop. So the hoop's spinning, and I'm going to start to turn away from the hoop. So I have to do little pushes with my tummy every time I turn in the opposite direction of the hula hoop. And when I learnt to hoop, this was exactly how I learnt. I learnt how to waist hoop, turn in the same direction, and turn in the opposite direction. And I actually found the opposite direction was a little bit easier. Now, if the hoop starts to drop again, you want to really try and wiggle back up and make the movement on your tummy. The hoop's going to go wherever you are moving. Okay, whew, I'm hot already. Next thing we're going to do, we've gone forwards, we've gone backwards, we've gone to the side. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a break with a trick that you'll all get. I call this one of the instant gratification tricks. Some hula hoop tricks are really, really tricky and take a long time and a lot of practice, and some you can get straight away. This one's usually pretty easy, but it is going to make you dizzy. It's called the sparkle, and it looks like this. Okay, so we're going to start off in the middle of the hoop. Your body is going to be directly in the middle. Okay, you're centered inside the middle of your hoop, and you're going to lift it all the way up and all the way down and up and down. So this is actually all the trick is. It's an optical illusion, but when I lift it up as I turn, all the way up and start to bring it down, it's a beautiful sparkle. And now when I'm dizzy at the end, I sway from side to side, and that counteracts the dizziness. Alternatively, I could ground myself just like a good yogi and dig my heels into the ground like this. This also counteracts the dizziness. So again, we're going to turn in the same direction and all the way down. Another little element of this trick that you can do is called the smear. So still in the middle of the hoop, and we're going to lift the hoop so it's touching our back, both of our thumbs are up. Now we're going to, my hands are at 3 and 9 o'clock. Now I'm going to move them to the side, keeping the hoop touching my body, and now my hands are at 12 and 6. Now I'm going to spring to the front of my body and bring my hands to 3 and 9, and to the side, 6 and 12. Back 3 and 9, side 6 and 12. 3 and 9, 6 and 12. And so I'm bringing the hoop all the way around my body, giving it a good smear. That's what the trick's called. And now I'm going to turn in the same direction, keeping the hoop touching my body, the body contact all times. Turn, 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 turn. When I start to go faster, it looks like this. So from the sparkle, you can sparkle, 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 sparkle. This is option 1. Woo. If you want to go on to option 2, as you lift up to sparkle, you can bring the hoop so it's touching your back and smear it around. Okay, and don't forget to counteract your dizziness, and don't forget to breathe. Awesome. Okay, so now you've done the sparkle and you've had a smear. Now we're going to go back to the on-body hooping, and you might find, now that you've had a little break from on-body hooping, that it might be a little bit easier second time around. It's hard to hula hoop on your body. Your body's not used to it, especially when you're a grown-up. It's a weird thing to do. So give yourself time, be patient. It's going to take you a while to build up the stamina and to be able to do it quite easily. Now that we've got this going, we're going to work out what to do with my hands. Usually when you get a hula hoop on, once you get it going, you turn into a dinosaur, and this is classic T-Rex hands, which pretty much every hula hooper has done a lot. Not even at some time, just a lot. It's like the default pose, which is what we want to avoid. So hula hooping either with one foot forward or side stance, which is more of a circular motion. You've got the hoop going. You want to avoid these. So arms out to the side. And this is actually really good exercise for your arms, keeping them up. When I do a lot of hula hooping and a lot of gigs, at the end of the day I'll be more sore from keeping my arms up and out of the hoop. So it's a really good arm workout. Now, so I've got arms to the side. If we lift our arms to the sky, I normally find that I have to put my feet together and really push really hard with my tummy, and this is a super duper workout. Now, back to the side. So what we're going to do now is start to get a little bit prettier with our hands. And my favourite thing to do is learn how to make space within the hula hoop. So I'm looking for the gap that opens up inside of the hula hoop, and I'm looking for the gap, not actually looking down like this because the hoop will drop. I'm just having a quick glance, and I want to get my hand in the hole and out of the hole, in the hole and out of the hole, in and out. So I'm looking for this space that opens up in front of me. Now I'm going to break it down on the right hand side, and I'll go in this direction just so I can do it easier. So hooping to the left, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my, first of all, I'm kind of looking for the hole that opens up. You'll find when the hoop is touching your back, you'll have a huge hole to get your hand in and out of. But when the hoop's whizzing towards you, it's like a big weapon, and you're trying to get it. So first of all, you just want to have your hand near your tummy, and when you feel like there's a gap, in and out real quick, in and out. There's a gap, in and out. All right, once I've got that, I'm going to have my left hand near my right hip. I'm looking for the gap. As I feel the hoop touch my back, I'm going to try to slide my hand in and trace the circle. So the gap, trace the circle. So now instead of in and out, the next step, once you've mastered that, which is a hard thing to do as well, once you've mastered that, you want to trace this space. Trace the space. So from the back, it looks like around. So my hand is going the same direction that my hula hoop is going, inside and around. If I can do that, my second hand, which is my right hand, my left hand will come around, my right hand will be rating to follow the rotation. So you've got the one hand catch it method, the trace the rotation, and then the double hand. So you've got 3 options for this one to play with around. Once that starts to get easier, that's when you can start. I'll go in my direction. I get really dizzy if I turn in the opposite direction, so I'll have to show you what it looks like in real time. So once you're moving around with the hoop, it's just something a bit nicer than standing like this. You can start to swipe and move around. Okay. So, you thought that one was tricky. Here comes the next one. This is you're going to smack your butt. Okay. So we've gone the inside space. Now we're going to go the outside space. And in real time, looks like that. And here we go. And I'm going to go my opposite direction, which is a lot harder for me to do, but it's just easier to break down the left and the right. So, I'm hooping to the left. I'm going to get my left hand. It is looking for the space and wants to follow the hoop from the outside to the back. So as the hoop comes around, my hand is going to trace the rotation until I can smack my bottom. So 1, 2, 3, smack. So tracing the rotation to go out. What can often happen with this is that you'll smack the hoop and the hoop will fall down. So you don't want to, if you smack from outside in, from the back to the front, that will drop the hoop and you don't want that to happen. You want to trace the rotation of the hoop from the front to the back to smack. And then, if you get that, which is a super tricky move as well, your second hand can immediately follow 1, 2. So ready, it's coming, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If that's starting to feel normal and comfortable, this is when you can start to turn in the same direction. Woo! And in my normal current, it looks like this. So now that I've kind of got the momentum, I'm not actually smacking anymore, but I'm more moving my arms up and down, and then that's when I can start to combine with the hands in and out. That's super hard in the advanced version, but there's plenty to work with all of this. And be patient and keep trying, put on your favourite music and just have a big play. Okay, well that's it for the on-body hooping for now. Remember, have a big hula hoop, have fun, don't take yourself too seriously, and just enjoy it. It's a fun thing to do.